Hey there friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sohum and I'm on a mission to spread peace, love, and positivity through music. Today I'll be doing another double reaction to VoicePlay. First, we'll be checking out Carry On My Wayward Son, which is absolutely great because I have played this song on Guitar Hero back in the day like probably hundreds of times. This song is just burned into my brain, so I'm very familiar with it. I would love to hear VoicePlay's rendition of it. And then we're going to follow it up with a reaction to a Halo song, or a song from the video game Halo. I was never much of a Halo person. I played more Call of Duty, and I do recognize that there's like a big rivalry between the Halo universe and the Call of Duty universe. I never took part because I'm like, I don't know about Halo, so why would I have an opinion on this? Even though I like Call of Duty, I could get lost in the weeds on all of that conversation, but I do know the Halo theme song, so I'm excited to hear that as well. But before we jump in, a massive thank you goes to Lisa, whose generous support made this reaction possible. Thank you so much. All right, now let's jump in.
Carry on my wayward son, there'll be peace when you are done.
Got Omar in this one.
Lay your weary head to rest. Don't you cry no more.
Ooh. That is so interesting. I had a feeling Ellie would start us off.
Once I rose above the noise and confusion, just to get a glimpse beyond this illusion. I was soaring ever higher, but I flew too high. Though my eyes could see, I still was a blind man. Though my mind could think, I still was a madman.
I love these bubbly notes from Jeff, and it's so just, it's like to beat a dead horse. It is so obvious that every single member in VoicePlay is just immensely talented. Whenever they sing any seemingly simple phrase, they can make it more complex just by how good they make it sound. It's like they can add a little bell or whistle, like add a little run or triplet. I heard Ellie do it. Omar definitely did it. They all do it.
A blind man, though my mind could think, I still was a madman. I hear voices when I'm dreaming. I could hear them say, carry on my wayward son, there'll be peace when you are done.
Oh, that's good.
Lay your weary head to rest.
The beatboxing.
Don't you cry no more.
The way we're swaying in and out.
Masquerading as a man with a reason. My charade is the event of the season. And if I claim to be a wise man, it surely means that I don't know.
How did he do that?
Charade is the event of the season. And if I claim to be a wise man, it surely means that I don't know.
On a stormy sea of moving emotion, tossed about him like a ship on the ocean. I set a course for winds of fortune, but I hear the voices say,
whoa. Why does the rhythm sound different there? Like the onset is delayed somehow.
I hear the voices say,
Are you guys catching what I'm catching here? It's like they're starting on the end of the transition. Hold on, I need to hear more context. That is such like a mind bender for me.
fortune, but I hear the voices say,
Maybe it's correct. I don't. That sounds crazy.
Don't you cry no more. Carry on, you will always remember. Carry on, nothing equals the splendor. Now your life's no longer empty.
like that. The call and response harmony mirroring.
Don't you cry.
Don't you cry.
Don't you cry no more. No more.
Oh.
Don't cry. No more. Carry on my wayward son.
We're gonna have to listen to that again.
There'll be peace when you are done. Lay your weary head to rest.
Don't you cry no more.
Oh, just excellent. Let's go back to all that craziness. I love doing this.
No, don't you cry. Don't you cry.
Don't you cry.
So we have the 4 layers. The rhythm, everything changes here. It just goes full like pop soul. I missed that from Lane earlier.
Carry on my wayward son.
And the crash of
There'll
the
be
cymbal.
peace when you are done. Lay your weary head to rest.
Don't you cry no more.
Doo-doo-doo. Great choices on the pitches. Oh.
Once I rose above the
This was not expected. If you told me, like, all the many years ago that I played the hundreds of hours of Carry On My Wayward Son, that I would hear a a cappella version of this song, but not only a cappella, but with beatboxing, I guess I could have believed you, but I just need to see it to believe it. In this case, I need to hear it and see it to believe it. Just phenomenal work. I feel like, especially with the addition of the beatboxing, the entire vibe of this song changes. Because when I listen to the original Kansas rendition of Carry On My Wayward Son, which is, you know, the original, right? I literally feel like I'm sailing across the seas. And in this version too, I am sailing across the seas, but we have like a jetpack strapped to our raft. It is a very different kind of sailing that we're doing. We're going to make it across the Atlantic. We're just going to take a very roundabout way, that one that shoots us into the stratosphere rapidly and then brings us back down to earth, maybe flings us up one more time. We see the Red Bull people doing their thing up high. What was that video you saw that we all saw like long ago? I think somebody like straight up just like jumped all the way from the edge of space down into the Earth's atmosphere. The Red Bull people be doing crazy stuff just for attention, which is advertising, makes sense. This was a great rendition of this song. I especially love the switch in tempo and that latter half that I replayed for all of us. I don't know how to describe it other than it just changes from this very classic, would it be rock? Is it a classic rock song? I guess I'll go with the genre of the original song being classic rock. It goes from that feeling, right? The overarching structure and the hits and the melodies to this like pop soul fusion. Really cool. And then Omar crushing it with the runs, Ellie crushing it with the runs, Janon crushing it with the runs. It's just so fun what they're all capable of doing. That's Carry On My Wayward Son. We're going to react to Halo theme in just a short while, but first, if you are enjoying the reaction, please hit that subscribe button, and if you would like to request a reaction yourself, hit the link in the description box down below. It is the best way to support the work I do over here. All right, now let's check out the Halo theme. The amount of times me and my friends have sung this in the bathroom. Oh, this is really well couched. feel like my ears are being hugged. So this is Scott Porter. No, we gotta go back. I gotta hear the way that's layered. Cesar, then Scott, then Ellie. Back to Ellie, then Cesar, then to Scott. This is there's so much happening. Did you hear how high Ellie sang? I am afraid we have to go back. There's so much I have to just listen to. They're just punching in and out, punching in and out. Oh, Cesar, man. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get through this one. There's so much happening. That was like a dubstep drop, but how rapid fire are they switching between each member? I can imagine mixing this took forever. We land.
Red team.
Blue team. Oh, blue team, yeah. That's the grenade, right? You gotta listen to every single one of these moments. I apologize if you don't enjoy my pausing and replaying, but they're too good not to do this. Did you hear Cesar's, like, he's ascending to heaven, and then it just, like, fades into Scott. That's incredible. This one's gonna take me out. Jeff's voice is just hearty. Oh, that's delicate. Oh, God, if you kind of like think of their voices almost like the way you feel textures, like for me, I love very soft things that can be, it can be anything, right? It could be this like curtain here, the pumpkins that I use. I'll show you real quick. The pumpkins that I use, it could be as soft as that. It could be velvet. It could be cashmere. It could be any of the fabrics and textures you imagine. Now, just use that textural feeling that you get through touch and apply that to your auditory senses. That's why I've like used the analogy that their voices feel like a warm hug, feels like a blanket that's being coated over you. It's like liquid, or like not liquid. It would be audible ambrosia, something to that effect. The way their voices just interplay with each other creates these beautiful auditory textures. There's got to be a better name for that. I guess timbre, but this is a auditory representation of something physical.
What's up, everybody? Scott Porter here to personally say Thank you for tuning in and checking out
Is it
VoicePlay's
over?
version of the Halo theme. Now, some of you may ask,
Oh,
VoicePlay, why Halo? And the answer is twofold.
Why Halo?
First and foremost, we wanted to pay homage to a game that had a tremendous impact upon our group for the better part of 2 decades now. And second, we
Understandable.
wanted to pay our respects to a fallen member of our own fire team, a true Spartan in his own right, Rick Dunn. You see, 20 years ago, when VoicePlay was in its infancy, when it was still called 4 to 5, and when Blaine and Jeff and myself were just babies, a game called Halo released. And after it did, every single one of our rehearsals ended the same way, with us
Gaming.
huddled around a TV, playing multiplayer into the wee hours of the night. And sure, things got heated on Hang 'em High because, well, only 4 guys could play at once.
I've never smashed controllers, but I have spent so much money on controllers over the years because with how much people play, if you guys aren't gamers yourselves, you underestimate the ability for people who enjoy video games to just sit down and play for 24 hours straight. So the controllers, they go through a lot of wear and tear just through normal use. Now, if you're prone to rage, you're going to yeet them across and they're going to shatter in this manner. I never did that. I just always got mad.
Of the night. And sure, things got heated on Hang 'em High because, well, only 4 guys could play at once. So if you were a low man on the totem pole, you had to hand off your controller and send the next
Unlucky.
one out. But we had a blast. And when we went on tour, we would take the Xbox with us, along with 6 or 7 adapters to plug into whatever TV that hotel might have. Kept us out of trouble and allowed us to play, to laugh,
They're
to
nerds.
connect. See, Halo connected us in play
okay.
the way that music connected us in our desire to create. Our brother and longtime VoicePlay collaborator, Rick Dunn, was another creator. He loved to play. He led the laughs. And most of all, he had a strong desire to connect through a community of artistic expression. Earlier this year, much before his time, we lost Rick. And we made a promise as a group to continue to play, to laugh, to create in his name.
Wow.
We urge you all to do the same. Thank you so much for listening. And Rick, thank you for inspiring so many and connecting with us all.
Wow. Rest in peace. Wow. I didn't expect this to have such a deep meaning. Their voices literally feel like strings. So soothing. Well, there you have it. That was Carry On My Wayward Son, followed by the Halo theme song. I really was not expecting the song to end so abruptly, and when Scott gave us the story, it really now makes me think of how many more songs that they may have these backstories for that either, they're not sharing or, that exist across other art as well that we just don't ever get to see behind the curtain. Because oftentimes, as listeners, we can kind of glean understanding of the artist's state of mind by virtue of the lyrics in the original work. It's harder to kind of understand that if it is a cover, right? It's not your original work, so any modifications you make, they can just look like simple like styling differences or arrangements rather than some form of like newfound original expression. And it would be hard to like add a new meaning and message behind it. In this kind of video format, they're able to convey both things. They're able to show their prowess and being able to arrange a beautiful track, make it sound even more profound and ethereal and, I guess, choir-esque. So they can do that in the first half, and then they can also give you the emotional weight behind what they're doing. And this is my first listen. if I listen to this song now the second time through, I know all of the emotion that they're carrying in honor of their friend Rek is being sung right there. You don't just sing a song like this and devote the meaning without the feeling behind it as well. It reminds me of this song. So one of my favorite bands in the world is Avenged Sevenfold. I don't know how many of you guys are A7X fans out there. If you are, put it in the comments. I'd be curious. But that was like one of my biggest inspirations into getting into guitar. And one of the songs that did it was a song called So Far Away. Now, So Far Away is, I guess not to spoil it, but I'm about to spoil it, is a song remembering their fallen drummer, the Rev. Rest in peace. Forever is the common phrase that they use for the Rev. And when you listen to that song, not knowing what it's about at the beginning, because I remember that moment when I first heard the song, and then when I realized what it was about, every time I listen back to it, I come back with a completely different, understanding and feeling about it. And I just can't help but to well up or be, drowned in my own melancholy. And, misery loves company, right? So when you listen to a sad song, the sad song is also like helping you remain in that cycle, which I think there's like value in doing that. Random tangent aside, it just feels like now if I listen back to this Halo theme, I'm going to be thinking about Rek. I'm going to be thinking about how their vocal performance shows their love and appreciation for Rek and the remembrance of the times that they had together playing Halo. And I guess that's just like a beautiful thing about life, right? You can be doing something as, I wouldn't call it mundane, but just something as simple as playing a video game with your friends, and those are the times you remember. Man, as a former gamer, I say former, not that I don't play games now, but not to the extent that I did, this just hits me in the feels, man, because there's so many people that I met online who I had great conversations with, grew to become at least online friends with, who either A, I lost touch with over the years, or B, literally passed away. There's got to be something to remember them by. I'm glad that they made this. That gets me in my feels. I hope you all enjoyed the reaction today. Subscribe if you did, and if you'd like to request a reaction yourself again, the link is in the description box down below. And as always, my friends, have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care and peace.